Well, hello and welcome in. This is Hexagrams and Haley. Haley, what the hell is this?
This is a weekly conversation about
Conversation is one way to put it.
about the great universe of Overwatch League.
And Overwatch in general. We did a little bit of League stuff earlier, but I think we're going to start off on the very basics here and just look at the cinematics.
I don't know the difference between Overwatch League and Overwatch.
Good, because there is no Overwatch. It's just Overwatch League. We're the important part of it. That game that happens to be out on every other console, not that important. Me being on camera making jokes that 1 in 100,000 people get is really the importance of this.
I always get them and I always laugh.
I made a Tower of Babel joke this weekend, and I felt really proud of it.
Yeah.
But I know that so many people didn't get it. Do you know Tower of Babel?
Yes,
right.
Of course I do.
Okay, so there was a player, and we had a pause early on. This player's name is Babel, right?
Amazing.
And so they come in my ear, and they're like, okay, the reason the pause is happening is because we have communication issues. And so I tell Jaws immediately, and Jaws had not...
amazing.
Jaws didn't know the story, right? And I explained it to him, and I was like... And I tell Jaws immediately when I hear this in my ear, I'm like, I got this throw. Because they were going to come back to us, explain the pause, and then go to, like, another commercial. And so I was like, I got something for it. I got it. And then, like, as like the seconds were going on, I'm like, I don't even know if it's that good of a joke. And I almost talked myself out of it, right? But the joke ends up being like, well, guys, we do have a pause. Ironically enough, it's Babel having communication issues. We'll be back after this. It's a fucking solid joke.
That's amazing.
I just never know if anyone gets it. Some guy actually tweeted at me, so I was like, oh, thank God. My 1 in 100,000 ratio is keeping up. Anyway.
That's really cute.
This isn't all about me. What we did last week and what we're going to do this week and probably the coming weeks is just watch the cinematics. Mm-hmm. Did you like the first one?
It was really fun to watch the first one. And then it was so funny because, like, in the office, so I am the stylist for Overwatch. I've been there for, this is my 3rd year.
Yeah. Makes us look good.
And I do my best. And no, you
You do your best with what you got.
I was making fun of myself.
No,
and then
fair enough.
I was making fun of myself and then I was like, that was just
no, it's like watching Da Vinci try to paint on a trash bag. I get it.
And that's exactly it. No. Darn it. Okay. It's the Wisconsin politeness just turning around. It's like, but anyways, I've heard like 3 references to the little boy.
Punch Kid.
Yeah, Punch Kid. And for like 3 times in the last couple of weeks, I've gotten to be like, I know what you're talking about.
Oh, of course I know Punch Kid. Everyone knows
Punch Kid. So cute.
So that was the very first one we watched, just like the opening cinematic, which is wonderful, beautiful. Like, it's Pixar level quality shit that they do. It's nuts, right?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And now we're just going to go through them. I guess it's in order. I found this playlist. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. And I hate to admit it, there's several that I haven't seen.
So listen, we're in this together.
Yes, we're in this together. Without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's start watching some cinematics. I think this one is a Soldier 76 cinematic. Do you know? Well, let's just stop right away. Do you know who Soldier 76 is? Could you identify him by sight?
Okay. Is he? No, but let me just guess.
No.
The really old guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I know that. I think maybe because he just looks like an old soldier.
Okay. So when you think of the word soldier, you think of like that. Oh, that's probably that guy.
Well,
and he's just got a machine gun, right?
So in the new Blizzard office, they've covered the walls in murals.
Yes, you now no longer really have great excuses for this because you work 5 days a week-ish, right?
Yes.
Out of a place just plastered in all of these characters and all of this shit. You are quite literally immersed in Overwatch.
I'm actually like underwater in an ocean of Blizzard, of the world of Overwatch.
Yeah. I've been in that office. It's around every corner.
So the room that I've been prepping out of... Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt
No,
you.
go ahead.
The room that I've been prepping out of, the mural of the whole hallway, because I'm like, my door's in a hallway, the whole hallway, so it's literally like a square of like an air ocean of like a swirl of all the characters. And so literally all day while I'm working, I'm like,
You can't get a coffee without like a Reaper statue there. Like there's there's
like Widowmaker and she's like really mad. I'm like, oh, she's great.
It's everywhere. Okay, we're gonna get you up to speed quickly. So you like
when
you're in the office, you can be like, hey, meet me by this Soldier 76 mural.
100%. Yes, and then I'll be like, you know Soldier 76.
Yeah, of course. All right. Well, let's get to know Soldier 76. I believe that's what this cinematic is.
Also, I have canned wine in
My
this
name
cup.
is Jack Morrison. People used to call me a hero. I led Overwatch for 20 years.
Him as a young person.
Yeah. So he said his name's Jack Morrison. I always just think of him as Clint Eastwood. It's that voice.
Yes.
It's the gruffness of the voice.
Yes. 100%.
And this is the brilliance of Blizzard developers, is there are definitely some Clint Eastwood lines built into him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, well, not necessarily, but it's like, get off my lawn. Like, kind of like, they're really leaning into the fact of like, oh, okay, he is the old guy. The community perceives him that way. Then they start giving him like, he's got like a skin that's just like a dad grilling. So he's like got an apron on and like socks and flip-flops. Like, they lean into it, right? It's kind of cool.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love... And again, I just love how Overwatch really is so theatrical.
We ended the Omnic crisis and paved the way to a better future.
Yeah, I hate to keep stopping and starting like this. Do you know what the Omnic crisis is?
No.
Okay, so the entire kind of premise of Overwatch, maybe this is back to screen thing. The entire premise of Overwatch is a group of heroes came out. I don't know. I don't even know this specifically very well, but the world made robots called Omnics.
Okay.
And then it was like a robot uprising.
Is that what Overwatch is?
Yes, kind of.
Okay.
Right. Like, you wouldn't be able to tell by watching the League because we don't deal with any of this stuff. It's completely different. Like, there's some single-player content and stuff like that. We just watch guys fight each other, right?
But, like, you just said something that has to do with this one video, but it's actually now just unlocked this whole realization of the entire existence of Overwatch.
Overwatch League is about 6 teenagers fighting 6 teenagers. However, Overwatch itself was like, the premise, the story is, we built robots, they became human-like in their consciousness, and then it was like, we're not slaves, kind of uprising.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so that's the Omnic crisis, as it were.
The crisis,
yes,
okay.
As he said.
Love that.
Those were the good old days.
Oh my gosh, and they're all
last.
humans.
Good old days. I bet you I can do a good 76 impression.
Well, why don't
Lots
you
of
pause it
folks
and do
said we
it?
failed to keep the world safe. Protests broke out. They said that we were the problem, and people called for my head. They almost got their wish.
But he's a robot too?
It was a conspiracy. Overwatch got hit from inside and out. Our enemies blew up our headquarters, and me with it. They thought I died. Part of me did.
Not gonna lie, it's a little cheesy. It's a little cheesy, a little over the top. Some of these lines, they thought I died. But I didn't.
Of course it is, but it's like the beginning of this, like, the whole, like, okay, I'm obviously like
Should I put away like my film critic mind for this one?
So here's the thing. I respect your film critic mind, and then I'm coming at it from just like a theater geek mind where I'm like, that's right, they did and you didn't.
I've seen so much theater though. All my friends.
No, I know,
actors.
like, you're like, you have but that's where a film critic comes in. Like, you have an appreciation for theater. You've seen a lot of theater, and therefore you can be like calling stuff out. I'm just like, I have no, like, there's no critic inside of me. I can see the worst thing and be like, that was emotional for me.
That's actually very lucky for you, because like everything that I love, since I love it so much, I can't enjoy it as much as I used to.
Where I think, like, I definitely have like gotten to the point, like, with so many things in my life where it's like, are you gonna go like extreme in this way or extreme in that way, and like now is your time to decide.
Right.
And I just remember, like, in college, because I went to school for acting and for theater, and I just remember for acting, I don't know, but I just remember like getting to that point where I was like, do I want to be a critic, or do I want to like have like the willing suspension of disbelief?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I think I just want to like enjoy it.
I know, I wish I could, but
it's
to the
a
point
dumbing
where, like,
down for sure.
When I'm like reading, I'm like, oh, I would have done this line differently, kind of thing.
I mean, I do, like, when they're like actors, especially like roles that I really think are so fascinating. I always like repeat the things that I'm
but
like,
I think it is a double-edged sword, because I have that, when I do see like a brilliant scene in a film or like a brilliant sentence, I'm like, I think I like it more than anyone else should, right?
Yes,
I'm like,
100%.
oh, they nailed that one,
Yes.
right? And you do love the thing so much, but it is also hard to love mediocre shit.
I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that. But I think for this, like, when you're thinking about, like, this is an early creation to set up an emotional investment in a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's cheesy. It's like, maybe it's cheesy writing, but it's also to get young people to, like, care about an action.
That's fair. It's simplistic, right?
Yeah.
They're not. They're not trying to. They're not doing like Franz Kafka.
You know
shit.
what is actually really cool? Yes, but you have started to look at what Overwatch is doing because they're so good and so theatrical. You're now holding them to a high standard.
Yes.
Which is
Absolutely.
actually like the greatest compliment.
Yes. If this were just on like NBC primetime, first of all, I wouldn't be watching it.
First of all, we would be glued to that. No, but I think actually that was really a cool realization.
That's a good point.
But the war goes on.
No, I'm just going to watch it and think it's cheesy.
Sorry, I ruined
I
it.
move in secret, striking from the shadows, hunting all those that brought Overwatch down. Call me a vigilante if you want.
We do.
Truth is, I'm just a soldier.
That's a good line.
Soldier 70s.
That was a good line. The ending nailed it right there.
Yeah.
And it's even the voice acting of the ending. You hear that?
Soldier. Call me a vigilante.
The tone changes here. It's like weary.
Truth is, I'm just a soldier.
To throw it away.
Oh, he's just tired, right?
That
He's
was
just
really
tired. Oh, that was pretty sick.
I'm just a soldier.
All right. Closing thoughts on that one, as it's only a 2-minute cinematic, but...
No, I mean, I think it's really cool that it was so simple. And I also think I'm just gonna like BS because obviously, as we know, I don't know anything. But it's like cool because it's like that's what like a Clint Eastwood character would do. He'd be like, "There's not much to know. There's not much to tell. I'm just what I am." So it's like kind of cool to have something where you don't really see his face, you don't see him in action, you just see him being like, "They think all this stuff. I'm just a soldier."
For an origin story to like be as succinct as it was in under 2 minutes is great.
Yeah.
I love when origin stories don't go like too far back of like when I was a boy. It's like a dude no one gives a shit. Like how did
but
you?
But also it's someone who doesn't really care that you know that much about
wouldn't
him.
tell you anyway.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
But it's like it opens like this is when I became a person. When I was a soldier. This is what happened in my soldiering.
Yeah.
Here's where I am now. 2 minutes.
We saw his origin story from his perspective.
Yes, the narrative view is totally tight on that one. You nailed that.
I love that.
Yeah. All right, I don't know what's next here. We have like 10 seconds.
Dun, da, da,
Do you know who that hero is?
It's a new one.
It actually does look a little bit like Baptiste, but I'm pretty sure that's Reaper.
No, but he doesn't have hair.
Hey.
Test their next generation teleporting
We missed
fighter.
out. It's my fault. Hold on.
Overwatch was looking for.
This is the Tracer origin story. So we're just hitting origin stories after origin stories right now.
It.
I love Tracer. It's one of my favorite heroes.
I love Tracer because she reminds me
Overwatch
of
was looking for a hotshot
Zoe.
pilot to test
My
their next
babe.
generation
Oh, that's a unique
teleporting fighter.
perspective.
The Slip.
no one's ever thought of that, just me.
Enter Lena. Call sign Tracer. That's me. It was the sort of opportunity I dreamed of my whole life.
I have to say something.
But on my first flight, the teleport.
The fact that Tracer is giggly makes me feel like she is crazy.
We talked about this, I think. Although
Yes.
she's a bit of a sociopath.
Yes, because in the first one with the punch kid, she's
Yeah.
like, haha, bye.
Yeah,
Or
and then
like,
she's
"Hi." Yeah, and she's like, hello. She's like super cute, super giggly.
it's like a Mickey Mouse became super unhinged.
Yeah, or it's our manic pixie dream girl times infinity.
Oh, we will have an entire show on my dislike of Manic Pixie Dream Girls and that
Right.
entire era of film, which was just like the love and adoration
Our hipster 2008 life.
of like whimsy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so whimsical. Look at me. I'm
Like, I'm
eating
quirky.
cereal with a fork. I'm like, that's mental
That's
illness.
dumb, though.
Yes, that's just mental. That's not whimsy. There's mental illness. And anyway.
He's right.
Yes, I think we talked about it, and we might have hit it last week too, though. Like, Tracer has this great voice line when she kills Reaper, and she just mocks him, right? Because Reaper's, like, super serious, and she if you dominate a Reaper, she goes, haha, death comes, and just mocks his voice, right?
I love this so
It's
much.
a great character. It really is.
Yeah.
Teleportation matrix malfunctioned. And I
So, the too long didn't read, she was a pilot in some
I know when you were
plane
there,
with
or
time
when
travel ability,
I'd
and now
gone.
she's all fucked up.
By the
Oh,
time
wow.
Overwatch found me, I was little more than
She even
a
has
ghost.
a Fitbit like
Doctors
Zoe.
call my condition chronal disassociation. I faded.
Now we need an animation of Tracer just walking in place. Getting the steps in.
This is Zoe.
Got to get my steps in.
Yep.
Super focused. That was good.
Yeah.
You had that. Yeah.
No, I'm dropped right into that character.
Straight ahead, Zoe.
Yeah.
Just getting her steps
Zoe.
in.
Yep.
In and out of existence, disappearing for hours and days at a time. And even when I was there, I couldn't touch anything. But my friend Winston would not give up. He kept at it, day and night, until he invented the chronal harness that keeps me anchored to the present. I was myself again. Even better, it turned my condition into something great. I had control over my own time, and I could speed it up and slow it down at will.
Is that what she can
My
do?
career as a pilot was over.
Pretty much. So Tracer overall, I like playing her. She reminds me of other heroes in games I played before this, but lowest health in the entire game. A tiny little British waif, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's got Blink, which is an ability to like move forward, backward, side or side, like 10 feet in any direction, and you're invulnerable, right? She's got like 3 of those. So you're just... And then she's got Recall, which is like, I shot a guy in the head a bunch of times, I'm almost going to die, and you hit Recall, and it brings you back like 2-3 seconds to where you were previously, and with your full health that you had back then.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So every time she gets injured, she can be like...
Yes. I mean, it's obviously a cooldown. You can't do it constantly. Otherwise,
Okay.
you're broke as fuck. But yeah, so she blinks around, like super fast movement, just a couple of little guns right there. And then if she gets in trouble, she can recall and get back out of that situation and then blink back in and do all that.
That's awesome.
It's super fun. You're all over the place and you're nuts, right? Like,
Yeah.
and it's hard for you people to track you down, but you only have 150 health, which means like if anybody shoots you, you're dead.
Okay.
So yeah, it's
No.
kind of like a hit and run hero.
I love... Yeah, so it's like... Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I've always been like, I love Widowmaker. She's
No.
so cool
I think
and
we're-
badass. And now I'm like, wait, is Tracer?
I think we're gonna accelerate the production schedule here, and we're gonna have you play in like 2 weeks. Yeah.
Just knocked myself out getting so excited. Guys, I think I'm going to be really good at this. It might be a natural.
You could not be worse than me, so don't worry about it.
But my life as an Overwatch agent had begun.
Good girl.
Sounds like someone needs me. But don't worry, we'll have plenty of time for stories later.
Yeah, because you control time. Bye.
Cheers.
Love you.
All right.
I love that she had a Fitbit on.
We're just gonna stay in this. I guess we're gonna. Here's the next one.
Hey guys,
Ooh.
we were going to do one a week, and now we're
On a
doing all
moment
of
in
them.
crowd.
That was super
Spree of
loud.
mayhem.
These have not been pre-vetted. Okay, so I believe what this one's going to be is The Junkers.
Okay.
Which have you seen like the Mad Max series of movies or know of them? Right. So we've got
Well,
characters.
the Tom Hardy one.
Yeah. Well, you said that with like a bit of a plug. You got a thing for Tom Hardy? Who doesn't?
Just love that guy.
Yeah, I love that every movie he's been in, they just cover up his mouth.
I know, right?
Literally
He's
every
got a good
movie.
mouth.
Yeah.
It's fine.
He's really good in Peaky Blinders too. Tom Hardy's
just a great actor.
He's one of my favorite actors.
Yeah,
of all
I
time.
agree.
It's
I did that in a cheap way, but I actually just think he's a great
he's
actor.
fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
It's not even close. Okay, so the Junkers are like Roadhog and Junkrat,
Okay.
right? So those are 2 heroes in the game, but it's like Australia, desolate, post-apocalyptic kind of
Okay.
shit. That's what like the Junkers are as a tribe.
Cool.
And so there's that map that we have, Junkertown, which kind of looks like that, right? It's
Yeah,
like,
I know that map. And the objective is to push the cart.
Yes, it is. 1 for 1,
I
Haley.
know everything about Overwatch.
On a
Fancy, y'all.
moment in crowd. Their spree of mayhem and chaos has caused untold millions in property damage around the world. But who...
Can I say I already love this just because I love that news reporter voice? Like, you've been around me enough that I'm able to default to it sometimes just
gosh.
because I think it's funny.
Yeah.
But, like, I just love that kind of cheesy news reporter voice.
So, okay, here's our Wisconsin minute, guys.
Wisconsin Minute. Haley's calling it already.
I'm ready for it.
Got to go full screen on this one.
Okay, so I went to school for acting. I went to theater school in Wisconsin,
Acting.
and I had the weirdest accent because I'm like Norwegian, living in Wisconsin, and then I wanted to be an actor, so I would like try to talk like actors. So I had like a Valley Girl, Wisconsin, Norwegian thing. But
I got to hear some of that now.
I mean, I can't. It's been so long, but I'll show you old videos, like home.
No, just like pretend you're
Okay, so
you're a jilted
like-
girl in high school and give me a Valley Girl in
Dad,
Wisconsin.
Dad, I don't know. I just feel like it's so dumb. Like, why are you even talking to me about this? This is like so annoying. Wasn't that a mix of Valley Girl, Norwegian,
you know what?
and Wisconsin?
I have dated that girl several times in Wisconsin.
And so I went to college, and my like teachers were like, "You're good. We can't cast you until you like fix whatever this like." It's so I went to a diction class, and the professor was like, "I don't know where to start because I can't pinpoint what this accent is." And I was like, "I don't know. I'm just trying to talk like actors talk."
You have 3 problems at once, so I
like
can't isolate.
3 bad problems we don't know.
You don't really have an accent now. I never really picked up you were from Wisconsin until you told me.
I worked really hard to get rid of my accent. But I just remember being in my, like, I always called it speech therapy, which I thought was really funny, but it was just diction class. Mm-hmm. But I'd get to, like, leave my theater classes to be like, I have to go to speech therapy. And they'd be like, it is a diction class, Hayley. And my diction coach, though, was like, I don't know what to do. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Did you want me to... Like, that was Valley Girl. But I was like, oh, I'm sorry. Would you like me to speak like this? Would that work for you? You
sound like the voice on, like, when you're on hold now.
Yeah. And he literally... And my diction coach goes, yes, that's my whole goal is what you just did. But, like, the only way I could speak the way he wanted me to speak was by making fun of, like, news reporters or, like, operators. Oh, I can speak like this. No problem. Would that work? And he's like... Yes, that's what my whole goal here.
You should have just ended every conversation in your life at that point with like, press 0 for more options.
Press 0 to end this this session.
That was good.
Isn't that so? Just as far as you like talking about like announcer voice, I'm like how I learned how to speak General American.
I like 60s Anchorman style shit.
I really want to talk like I'm from the 30s, and I can't figure that accent out.
Yeah, you just need to like read Great Gatsby over and over again. And then like 1920s baseball broadcasters, also one of my favorites.
And that's kind of it. The 1920s baseball caster and like the 1930s like actress. Like, will you talk like this? I can't do it. But I'm obsessed.
It all feels like so much more nasally and more pronounced.
John. That's as much courage as I had.
Oh, that was good. That was really good.
I took all of my ability and I pushed it into one word, and I was like, I spent it. With that, we go on.
We gotta go back. All right.
Are these 2 deranged junkers, and what inspired their orgy of destruction?
That makes sense that those 2 go together.
Master criminals, or just a
Wait till we get to their
idiots?
cinematic together. It's like a Bugs Bunny cartoon. It's awesome.
Masterminded this string of attacks that is stretched from the Australian.
Okay, so do you know Junkrat? You've seen him as a player hero,
yeah.
Right? You know what he does? Just kind of lobs fucking bombs everywhere.
6'5", 150 pounds.
I think the lore would say that he is actually the tallest person in Overwatch.
And this probably skinniest.
Yeah, but he's all like hunched over and weird, so no one can see it in his model. Yeah.
Whenever his character, his animation, when it's like up, he's going. And I'm like, ugh. Gives me anxiety.
Now back to King's Row and beyond. Now this explosives-obsessed freak has his sights set on even greater acts of destruction.
But he's looking at you.
His co-conspirator, Roadhog,
well, not obviously Roadhog's
is a
taller than
remorseless
7'3".
who hides his face behind a mask. This giant of a man is more than happy to use violence to resolve any situation.
They all are.
Together they have burned, bombed, robbed, and killed their way across the world.
Pretty badass design.
And their calamitous crime spree shows no sign of slowing down.
Both of them
Following
are
their
like,
personal
put them
creed
together.
of no job too big, no score too small. It seems as though there is no end in sight to this senseless rampage.
Wait, you know what they are?
Unless
Harley
we get
Quinn.
your help. If you have any information as to the whereabouts of these 2 extremely dangerous criminals, you need to contact us right away. Remember, crime doesn't pay, but we do.
Loved that, actually.
It's a really nice setup of just how to introduce heroes.
Yeah.
Neither of them talk. Neither of them do anything.
Yeah.
It's just like what is it?
Wanted poster.
Yeah, I know, but it's like America's Most Wanted. Remember that show?
Yes.
That's what that voice the guy was trying to do was.
Yeah.
John, whatever, like the guy who made it, right?
Yeah.
And it was always the guy, but yeah, that had that perfect tone, perfect feel.
Yeah.
But even like
if you have any information, please call.
Yeah, but even though they're talking about like, oh, these horribly violent guys, you see like one of the last shots is him like just carrying a bunch of like fucking weird shit, right?
And the kid crying.
Yeah,
and the other one's drinking soda.
So it softens it all, right?
Yeah.
These are horribly violent people, but it's kind of
you know
funny.
what they
They're
are?
Cartoon characters.
Chaotic neutrals.
Yeah, exactly. I consider myself chaotic neutral.
Did you know what? I took that test and I wanted to be a chaotic positive, obviously, and I was a chaotic neutral.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. All right, see what's next. Oh, this is an
Or
action.
chaotic good.
Oh, okay. Well, also makes sense.
But I'm not a chaotic good, I'm a chaotic neutral.
Sounds like something a chaotic good would say.
I wish.
We are hope.
This is way low. The volume's so low.
That looks like 1917.
I just got these on a random
We are
playlist,
hope.
and this one's playing really weird, but whatever.
I like it.
I don't.
We are honor.
We are courage.
We are justice.
Justice.
We are compassion.
We are determination.
We are harmony.
We are Overwatch.
Cute.
Rated T for teen.
So that one's super
Oh my
generic.
gosh, I just realized T for teen.
What do you think it was?
I always thought it was T for team. I was like, because it's like a team thing. I don't know why.
No, it's like ratings like they put on movies.
I was like rated T for team. I was like, that's like
It's kinda
obviously
lame.
not
Why- I'm
exactly. I
just
was like, that's so dorky. I've thought that for probably 10 years. I'm like, dark. Rated T for team.
So that one's super generic. It's only a minute long,
I like
but
that.
it has a special place for me because it was one of the ads that they would like run before movies and stuff.
Oh, cool.
So they
what
put it on-
kinds of movies?
Well, the one I'm thinking of in particular, I think they ran it before Star Wars, right? And so this
They
was
did an Overwatch ad before Star Wars.
well, like in the theater.
That's cool.
Yeah, not on TV, but they would run it like this was like the main promo ad, right? That's why you see all the heroes. That's why it's pretty generic. This is Overwatch kind of thing.
Yeah.
But so this was like still when my career was still barely coming up, like 2016, right?
Okay.
And so I'm spending all weekend, every weekend, just casting this game. And like no one in my family fucking understands, right? My dad's
Yeah.
from Iguanago. All he does is like cut down trees all day in his
Yeah.
yard, right? Like he has no idea.
Anyone doing anything in entertainment at all in
It's
Wisconsin, our parents are like,
It's so hard to explain.
just enjoy your youth, because then you won't do that anymore.
Why don't you go work for Generac? They're always hiring.
My grandma would be like, I'm so proud of your courage. When are you going to come home and be a nurse? And I was like, I'm bad at
Literally,
science.
like less than 2 years ago, I had someone in my family ask me when I was actually going to get a job, and I was like, "Oh, I'm actually doing okay. I didn't just live to LA, whatever." But like,
Yeah, like, what do you... Well, yeah.
But me and my dad always go to movies when I go back to town because it's like the only thing to do in Wisconsin anyway.
Yep.
So we always see movies, and then like we went to see Star Wars, and this came on, and I was like, "That's the thing. That's the thing I do."
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
And so like anytime you get a chance to like try to just legitimize what you do, of like, dude, the thing I do just played before Star Wars. Like it's kind of a thing.
You guys
yeah.
have to understand.
I was like, it's a little bit of a big deal. This isn't just me in my, well, it is just me in my bedroom, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
I'm doing this thing, and yes, sometimes people pay me for it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a thing.
No, and it'll be the same, like, for me with my family. I'll be like, oh, we sold at the Barclay Center for grand finals. And my brother will be like, I saw Garth Brooks there. It's really cool that you've been in the same place Garth Brooks has been in.
You're missing the point here.
And I'm like, okay.
It's
I'm like, if that is what makes me legitimate, is that once Garth Brooks was in the same building that I'm in a totally different year.
it's honestly still a struggle, even at home now. Like,
Yeah.
and I feel like if this isn't making it in Overwatch, I don't know what is.
Listen.
And it's like, I still get shit of like, are you gonna start teaching again? And I'm like, not. I have no current plans to go do that. No.
Listen, we've got each other.
Yeah, we do. The Wisconsin expatriates.
That's right.
There we go.
We'll go home and we'll just visit each other's families. We'll be like, listen, I need to tell
But
you something
I
about his
have
life.
to explain some stuff to you because clearly you don't get it.
Yeah. Every time I do anything, my mom's like, really?
Yeah, huh. Well, maybe that'll turn into something for you.
Yeah, exactly. Starts talking to my grandma halfway through. She's like, sorry, honey, what?
I like the music.
That's really pretty.
Wait, hold on. It's not showing up. Wrong scene. Start it over.
Okay.
I hit the wrong button. I'm terrible at this.
Hey, I think you're really good at this.
Oh, thank you. I'm trying.
I didn't realize our background was the movie.
Shield generator test. Ready to proceed.
Pop quiz. What's his name?
No, I have no idea.
Winston.
Winston?
Winston.
I know a dog named Winston.
I know a monkey named Winston.
Yeah. I know he's a really smart professor. That's all I know.
Clearly not. Can't even make that thing.
Winston!
Get it together, Winston.
Now. No need for that, Winston. Your heart rate is through the roof.
I told you to stop monitoring my vitals, Athena.
Very well. It has been 43 days, 7 hours, and...
So, just briefly, Jansen sent that email to us over the weekend before, like, the show started. And it was very sweet. But, like, my favorite part was, like, and he hit the core of, like, how I think about things sometimes. Like, guys, at the end of the day, we're making a show about a monkey with a lightning gun. It's all taken a little less seriously, right?
I have to admit something. And I know Chris probably is going to watch this because he loves us. He's literally, like, the patriarch of our whole existence. So I would just like to say, Chris, I'm sorry that I read your email out loud to everyone in the talent room awkwardly. I was trying to make everyone, like, everyone's busy, like, getting their makeup done and, like, doing stuff, and I'd already done wardrobe, so I was like, Chris wrote this really encouraging email, but it's me, and I'm, like, not good with emotion.
Yeah.
And then it's everyone else who's, like, getting ready, and I was like, Chris wrote something really meaningful, and I think everyone needs to hear it.
You didn't read it first? You just
No,
went...
I read it first.
Okay.
I thought it was really nice.
That's
so then I was
sweet.
like, hey, guys, since you can't check your email right now, I want to read this thing to you. And, like, literally then Chris is like, well, I don't want to be here while you read it. So then Chris leaves. And then I'm reading it. But, like, Zoe's obviously in a silly mood. So, like, Chris is like, I never dreamed that this would be what it is. And she's like, thanks a lot, Chris. And we all just start laughing and like...
That was a funny line, though, because he's like, I never thought we'd actually get to this point. And I was like,
Well, thanks, Chris.
It's a little negative.
Well, I know, but like, clearly...
It wasn't. No, it's
clearly he's
not
like,
what it's meant.
Clearly he's like, this has exceeded my wildest dreams.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. How could we be better? It's so encouraging. But it turned into this thing where I sarcastically read this as everyone joked around, but it was how we were getting our nerves out.
Yeah, it's fine.
But Chris wrote this, our talent producer, who we talk about literally every time because he's our greatest man in our lives.
Everybody loves Chris.
Jansen worldwide.
Jansen worldwide.
And I took this really sincere thing that we all needed that our captain wrote to us, and I read it in an idiotic voice while everyone like teased. And then I was like, that was kind of shitty of me. And then I just went to...
That's all right. So Matt responded in typical Matt fashion with just a one-word email. It just says lit.
So then I responded lit.
No, and then Ashley accidentally responded to Matt with a really heartfelt email meant just for Chris. So you didn't even have the biggest flub of the weekend. So Matt gets this really heartfelt email meant for Chris back to him just because he said lit. And she hit the button like just
The
at
reply
that, yeah,
one.
at that perfect time.
So then everyone just wrote back lit.
29 seconds since your last
Fucking
count.
Marilla.
Chris is the best.
Remember, a healthy body is...
Healthy mind. That's why I have this.
Is that peanut butter or banana?
It is peanut butter.
I love peanut butter and bananas.
There's a whole lot of like sprays associating him with peanut butter and bananas.
That's so cute.
Playing Hearthstone in the background.
That's funny.
Every time you see news of this sort, we go through this. I remind you, recalling Overwatch agents to active duty comes with great risk. The Petrus Act clearly states any Overwatch activity is deemed illegal and punishable by prosecution.
I know. You're right.
A really good voice actor
That's
for
the
him.
way the world is.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty much all the heroes were
I
like
do miss the old days.
really just thinking about him, especially right now. Like it does sound like a gorilla in a weird way.
Yeah. Winston.
Yeah, Winston and Tracer are like best friends. That's baby
Oh
Winston.
my gosh! That adult looks like Jacob. So his fiance, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, because they draw very attractive people in comics, and Jacob's a ridiculously attractive man.
Like, why does that generically hot guy look just like Zoe's
Yeah,
fiance?
why does that generically hot guy look like this really hot guy now?
I'm
That's weird.
like, there is a conspiracy happening. Winston's best friend looks like Zoe's fiance, and Tracer looks like Zoe. If I don't see you and me soon, I'm gonna lose my
we'll dig into
mind.
it.
Oh, baby.
I'm the biggest sucker for like children and childlike things in movies. Like the only things that ever bother me is like when bad things happen to
I think you
characters
have
like
something
that.
that belongs
Yes,
to me.
I totally agree.
Hand them over. Oh, it's okay.
That's a cute
You're not in
baby.
trouble. Oh, I'll trade you. There you go, buddy.
I see his name was
Who's
Dr.
Harold Winston?
Well, there's not much to see from in here, kiddo.
Actually reminds me of one of the guys from Into the Spider-Verse.
But you know there's more
That
out
new
there,
Spider-Man animated movie.
don't you?
It's good.
Fine, I'll watch it.
Come on. It's time I showed you something.
Lexigrams. That's a letter away.
You're right.
I'm detecting intruders.
Calvin. Athena. Cue the lights.
So the cool thing, just briefly, is that this actually takes place in one of the maps that you play on.
Which one?
So this is the spawn point of Gibraltar. Watch Point Gibraltar.
I've heard of Gibraltar
Yes.
before.
Where Winston was apparently squatting and not paying rent.
As an adult. Well, that was dumb. Unless you... I wish I'd make an Overwatch movie.
I made a Warcraft movie. It's not very well received.
An Overwatch movie would be so well received.
It's Reaper.
But Reaper is friends with him.
They are not. So like Overwatch disbanded, and then like a big segment of them became Blackwatch, which is like the bad guys in Overwatch. It's like Widow, Sombra, Reaper.
I know Widow is.
Yeah. But like, many of them became like they all like were Overwatch, or then became their own unit. Like it's
Wait,
Reaper was Overwatch for sure.
but now he's not?
Now he's not. Now he's Blackwatch, which is something.
But I'm
different.
sorry, if you're playing Overwatch against the other Overwatch players, you can be Reaper.
Well, you can, just to get the game out of your mind is completely different here.
No, I know, but I just want to make sure all of the people, some are good and some are bad, but when it comes to the contest,
Yeah, the 6v6.
you can be whoever you want.
Yeah, absolutely.
There, now I've forgotten that.
Until like a month from now, and then that's all going to change. But it has nothing.
Not my problem
It has
right
nothing
now.
to do with these videos.
I need to master my fundamentals.
Security protocols failing. Winston, Reaper is extracting the Overwatch agent database.
I think beyond like any of the characters with guns or abilities, I'm most scared of Winston. Because monkeys scare the hell out of me.
Why?
Because do you know what their first attack points are like your eyes and genitals? Like a dude with a gun, like, yeah, it got me, I'm dead. It's over. Sweet. Play my harp up to heaven, or my
Yeah, right.
my clarinet down hell. I'd imagine hell is full of clarinets. Poorly played clarinets.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine just getting to hell and it's just like first year saxophone players?
Yes.
And guess what?
Exactly.
You earned this.
Exactly. But like a monkey to actually fight a monkey in real life?
Oh my gosh, I've read those stories about like
They're just ripping faces off. Like they're not going for the kill, they're going for like I could just mess you
I'm
up.
gonna
Yeah.
hurt you up.
Yes, I would rather get shot by a sniper rifle from a mile away, never know it hit me, let the pink mist of my consciousness float into the ether,
Yeah.
and move on, right?
It's true. And then also that he's just very smart.
Yeah, a smart gorilla. Sign me off, man.
A gorilla
I
who's
wanna
way
know that.
smarter than all of us. Okay.
Combined.
Let's see, I can
Extraction Consumption at 32%.
It's a funny little moment. What'd you say? Did you just whisper kill him?
Well, I meant
Who are you
for
rooting for here?
Winston to kill Reaper.
Alright. I don't think so. I think that's revisionist history right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but look at him when he's a baby.
You took these because you wanted to see if there was more out there. Well, see for yourself. Always remember, never accept the world as it appears to be. Dare to see it for what it could be.
Winston. Winston! He's going to have all agents' locations.
I'll be sure to send them your regards, monkey.
I'm not a monkey. I'm a scientist.
So good.
Whoa.
I love that.
90%. Failing. 98%.
Hang on, Athena.
Hacking.
Athena?
98%.
Athena!
Hi, I'm back.
Virus quarantined. I'm running diagnostics on the core database. Restoring systems.
Never accept the world as it appears to be. Dare to see it for what it could be.
Establishing agent connections.
Woo! Go get it!
See here.
Winston? Is that you, love? It's been too long.
Yes. Yes, it has.
I love that.
Overwatch. Pre-order now
I
and get
love
early
that!
access to the open beta on May 3rd.
Oh my gosh.
So I guess that's when the game released. 5/16, so March in 2016. I'd been casting Overwatch for like 6 months before that.
Really?
Easy. Yeah, 6 or 7 months before
Where did you first
that.
start casting Overwatch?
It was a website called Gosu Gamers.
Uh-huh.
And so they made, they wanted ZP because he was a very good streamer with a very good setup. And they're like, hey, do you want to audition? And I was like, sure. And then we just auditioned. And it was actually very weird because I brought my entire computer setup to Wisconsin because I was watching my dad's dogs.
Uh-huh.
So I brought like that tower and like my monitor all in a giant suitcase. Because I'm
Yeah.
like, I'm going to be in Wisconsin for like 10 days.
Yeah.
But with no one around, by the way, because my dad was going to Arizona. Like I was just watching his dogs. So I was
Yeah.
like, I need to bring my computer. I got to do something. And then if I hadn't done any of that, there's no way I could have ever auditioned. I could have never been on the
Wow.
call. And it probably, my life is completely different.
It's just totally fate.
Yeah.
I think it's like so cool how the universe does that.
Yeah, it's very strange. You got to listen to the universe once in a while, but
Yeah.
Had I not done that, they would have just been like, okay, moving on. Had some other guy
Yeah.
audition, and then that would have been like, that's it. That would have been my only chance, and then
Isn't that insane?
It's
And you
nuts.
just think about like that moment, that like that little tiny decision, that little tiny moment, and you'll always remember like
I was
that.
like, should I bring my laptop or my whole computer? And I was like, I don't know. And so I brought my this giant clamshell suitcase just had my computer in it, and I had to fucking take it through Chicago. So I'm
Yeah.
like walking 5 blocks up to the L. I'm walking in the other half a mile down to the Amtrak station. Oh, there's like 80 pounds of computer shit just because I wanted to play Hearthstone over the weekend, right?
That is so cool.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
How I got involved with Overwatch, I got in a really weird fight with someone. I went to my house. I like suddenly had the day off, and I was sitting in my car because I was like too mad to even go into my house, and I was just like sitting there being like, what am I doing with my life? And it was like really a moment where I couldn't even go into my house. I was sitting there being like, what do I want for my life? What do I want for my future? What am I doing? This isn't what I am trying. Like, I'm not approaching my goals correctly. And I got a text that was like, can you be at Burbank Studios in an hour? And I was like, yeah, I can.
I'm already in my car. I'm
literally
ready.
sitting in my car with suddenly nothing to do today. And I went in, and it was to fill in for the day, and it was Overwatch.
Yeah.
And it was just like the
It's
first
most
day
random
of
shit,
like,
yeah.
it was just this thing where like, had I not gotten into a fight, I'd have been busy that day. And like, it was a random, like, someone who recommended you, random, so disconnected. And it was just like, it's so cool how like those moments just create themselves, and then your whole life just totally looks
Just
different.
veers in this different way.
I love it.
Well, that's about 45 minutes, so I think it's good for tonight. And on that very good recall one, we can reconvene next week.
Yeah.
Final thoughts? Anything you want to share with the people? More Wisconsin moments?
Viva Overwatch.
We'll leave it on that. I hope everybody liked this. It's still a work in progress, but I think we're getting better at it. It's kind of fun. If you just want to hang out with me and Haley, watch some videos, play some Overwatch, probably go over some Overwatch soon, this is the place to be. This is Hexagrams and Haley.
And we love you.
And we love you.